Hey guys, welcome back. This is Cam. Today I want to do a repotting video with you guys. As you can see right here, I have this Cattleya rojos here. This is a red flower. As you can see, the spike has bent. And you can see this container right here. The plastic become very brittle. You can easily just break it apart. That's what happened when it sit under the UV light for a year and a half. And this plastic pretty much got destroyed by the UV. This pot of Cattleya rojo here, it is in a semi-hydroponic style where you have two drain holes here. And I brought this indoor to enjoy. I let it dry it out. So I don't think there's any waters left in there. I think most of the root systems have been pretty much gone because it's been dry for a couple of days now. And today is perfect time for me to go ahead and repot this orchid with you. And also, I am going to divide this orchid as well because you can see all these old canes right here. They have not produced any new growth for me for about 2 years now. The only growth that I have are these right here. As you can see here, there is a new growth right here. And I want to promote more new growth on the older canes. So that is one way for you to also propagate Cattleya's alliance. Okay. I know I enjoy orchid like this size big, but the problem is it has not produced any new growth on the old cane. So I want you to go ahead and induce it by separating it and propagating it. All right, so I'll take you guys to walk through this video. You guys will learn how to go ahead and divide it, and hopefully we can get these old canes to grow some new growth for us this season. And then next year we should have some new spike coming in on a new growth. Okay, and let's go ahead and tackle this, guys. I'll bring you guys a closer look so you guys can see the whole process. Okay. All right, guys. So you can see this is in semi-hydroponic style. There's no holes on the bottom. There's only two drain hole here. Now I'm gonna go take this one out. I don't know what the root system looks like in here. I have not touched this for about almost 3 years now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can check the root system. First thing first, I am going to cut off this spike right here since it's already spent, and these older spike here. No use for it. Oh, this is a bleach solutions. One of my friends watched my video. He says, hey, I know you told your viewer that you sterilize your tools, but they need to see it. So I have this bleach solution here. You can use rubbing alcohol if you want, but I use bleach. This way you guys can see that I sterilize my tools in between cuttings so that you guys don't get confused. Alright, let me show you what the media looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like after 2 years. Mind you that I got some organic materials in here because when the avocado trees is blooming, they drop these little flowers here. And the flower got in, every time I water it, it just sinks down all the time. That's why you got this muddy solution here. Okay, now do I still want to go ahead and do semi-hydroponic? Yes, I have good result with semi-hydroponic. As you can see, this thing grow really well right here. And I can see that there is new growth already emerging. And there's a new root. And I see roots here. I see new growth here on the new growth. But what I don't see is any new growth on the old bulb here. All these new old canes, okay? So no new growth on the old cane. New growth on the new canes. New growth, new growth. Okay, so I am not going to reuse this clay pellet. I need to sterilize it first because there's a lot of bugs in here, as you can see. I'm not sure you can see it. Not necessarily a bad thing, but This media is pretty bad, and there's an earthworm in here. I don't know how it got in here. You tell me. Earthworm, I don't know how they find their ways up there. Even though I put it on the top rack and a bunch of earthworms sitting in here. Okay. So this media, I will just go ahead and sterilize it first before I reuse them. For now, I'm just gonna put it on the side, and then we'll go ahead and rinse out the orchid. I'll be back after I rinse this one out. I need to rinse this out, as you can see. The root system here is not so great because these media right here is mushy. Probably be too acidic, and maybe this earthworm is munching on the dead root as well. So I don't know. I mean, that's what happened when you grow outdoor. With semi-hydroponic, you grow outdoor, you got stuff, you got organic material falling down on your you know container, and that material is gonna sink down as you every time you water it. And that's what happened after 2.5 years. I think this become too acidic. Most of my roots are gone. Good news is Cattleya is okay because the new grow is gonna put out a new set of roots for it anyway. All the old root will eventually die anyway. So this is fine, and it is a perfect time to repot this. And I could see that there is already a natural division here. You can see this is wobbly here. That means there is a natural division somewhere here that I can just break it up, which should be this joint right here, and I'll go ahead and snap that off. That's one division that I could use. The rule of thumb for division is you need 3 to 5 king, and there's 5 kings in here. So perfect natural divisions. And I could probably make about 2 or 3 more divisions from here. We'll have to see about that. But for now, let me go ahead and rinse this and put this media away until I sterilize it to reuse it again. All right, so I have cleaned the media. Let you take a look at the pot. You see how dirty it is. All that organic material started to decay in there, and this is bad for a semi-hydroponic system because you don't want that organic materials in there. If you have too much organic materials in there, it's gonna cause too much problem. You cannot control the pH level, and you're gonna have a hard time with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove most of the root, if not all the roots here. All right, hopefully you guys can see it. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this clay ball. I'll cut out any stringy root that you know, that it has no purpose anymore, pretty much dead. And I use faucet water or garden water coming out of my garden hose. So there's some mineral deposit on the cane itself. I don't have a problem with it. If you do, use reverse osmosis water. I wouldn't have this problem had I grow this indoor. You would not have these organic material falling down. But because I grow outdoor and I utilize the shades that the avocado trees provide, therefore I didn't want to cover the top. And what happened was it's just too many organic material dropping down. All the flowers when it blooms and it drops and it goes right into the media. I was just gonna go ahead and leave some roots here because I want to have some root to stabilize the plant when I pot it up. Okay, so that's one done. I'll just go ahead and stick this back into the solution here to sterilize my scissors or my cutting tools. I know some of you guys will probably have question about it, why you didn't sterilize in between cuttings and whatnot. So I took my friend's advice. I sterilized this in front of you guys so you could see it that I actually sterilized my tool. And I'm thinking there is 6-7 canes here that I could just go ahead and divide them and make it divisions. Which if I should just cut it here, right here, I should be able to make a division right around here. Oh, you know what? I'll make just go ahead and make cut right around here. Right. Yeah, so I need to cut here, 1, and 1 more cut around here. That should break it. All right, so I have this entire clump here, which there's 8 canes in here. I don't see any new signs of new growth, and I cut this live roots. It's okay though, because it's already putting on new roots, so I don't have to worry about it. The new cane's gonna give me new root system anyhow, so not to worry about much for this Cattleya alliance. Or any Cattleya's family, you don't have to worry much about it because the older root would eventually die on its own, regardless. Do I need to worry about this cut right here? Probably not, but if you worry, you could dab some cinnamon here to have it dried out. Now, I could also make a division here. As you can see, maybe I make a division somewhere around here because there's one right here that I can make. Okay, so let me dip this in and make a cut around here. That will give me a divisions. So now I will have 4 plants. With this plant here has a new root system growing, new growth. I could see new growth also maybe emerging from here, and this eye maybe open up. And let me go ahead and chop this spike as well. It's already done, you know, for me. So now I have 4 divisions. Let me clean up all these dead sheet as well. Might as well clean it. Reason for you to clean out all these dead sheet is these little buggers that like to hide in there. And I usually just go ahead and clean them up whenever I repot them. Or if possible, when I do maintenance on these, I would go ahead and remove them. As in like go over the orchid, check the overall health status, and remove what I could remove. Cattleya need a lot of bright light. So if you guys grow indoors, put it to the brightest locations that you could find, and it will grow really well. If not, you would want to provide some grow light for it. LED grow light would work, or if you guys want to use those halogen lights, you could also use that too. But halogen lights gives up too much heat. I like to use LED light. Preferably, you want to look for, if you want to look for the specific one, you could, but anything above 6,500 Kelvin is fine. Okay, so you could find those 6,500 Kelvin LED grow light. That would be perfect for it as well. I used those before, and this Cattleya survived pretty well under that conditions. Now I'm thinking I should remove some of these roots, but I want the root to give it to kind of stabilize the plants for me when I repot this. So I think I'm gonna keep this. I think that's all the division I'm gonna do. Okay, so that is it. Do I want to seal this wound? Wow, added this is a bleach solution, so I can just go ahead and dip it in and just sterilize the entire plant like that. That should be good enough, like that. Just give it a good rinse. That should be good. Same as this. Go ahead and go rinse a few times with a bleach solutions. The bleach doesn't really damage the plants that much. Okay, you could dip it in bleach. You could use a stronger solutions, but this is I think a 20% bleach that I use. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dip this a little further because I see some black spot on the canes. Some black spot, I mean there's some kind of fungus in there. I don't think bleach is gonna kill most of the fungus. Okay, but while we're at it, might as well just go ahead and submerge that in. Now we're done. Let's go ahead and pot this up. I got some 4-inch pot here. Normally I would use a bigger pot, but I ordered these pots recently and a lot of holes. Good thing about this is the bottom is raised up about a little bit. Okay, so it's able to provide some air ventilations when you put on any surface. so that this thing doesn't block the ventilation. Okay, you can see here. It's a nice pot to grow your plants in, and this would be fitting up perfectly. All right, it's pretty perfect, and that's what I'm going to do. So let me bring you up to some of my mix that I had previously. A little bit of a bark mixing with rocks. Okay, that's what I use. So when I put some bark in there first, and then just fill up the container. I want to keep this center in the pot because I want to see if the older growth is going to produce new growth for me. Now I want to give a little extra space here because this is the new growth, and when you repot it, be careful with this new growth. You don't want to damage it. If you damage it, then it's going to set back the plant a little bit. It takes time for them to send out the other node, the other eyes, and that's it. I'm going to sterilize this as well, this tack, while at it. Clean it up a little bit. A lot of algae growing because semi-hydroponic, growing outdoor, you're definitely going to invite some algae. Can't avoid it. And do I mind it? Not really. Okay. All right, so I put a tack in here, and that it is for this pot. I know I switched the media 360 degree from clay pellet straight to bark. Now a lot of you guys gonna worry. I wouldn't worry much about it because the new growth doesn't have any roots yet. Therefore, once the new growth send out roots, it's gonna adapt to this environment, this bark environment. So you don't have to worry about switching the media for Cattleya Alliance. Now I know it might be difficult for Phalaenopsis, okay? But for Cattleya, I'm okay with it because the new root system is gonna come out and it's gonna adapt to that new environment. I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more with you guys so you can see it. This one is pretty big. New growth here. Very careful with this new growth, okay? And I was just gonna pot this in to this 4-inch pot. Can you use a bigger pot? Yes, you could. But I know a lot of you guys gonna concern about, you know, oh yeah, big pot's gonna rot because too much moisture, too all that. If you see my previous pot that I pot this in, I haven't touched it in 2-3 years, and I was growing this in semi-hydroponic, and that pot is way oversized. Did it cause any problem? No. All right, so that tells you that if you control your watering correctly, you shouldn't have any problem. As long as the top layer can dry it out quickly, you will not have any problem with root rot and whatnot. So, you know, the only problem you have root rot with bigger pot is that you suffocate the root by overwatering. You don't water the plant until it is necessarily, which means that you have to wait until the media is fully dry for Cattleya Alliance before you water it again. If you water too early while it's still too moist, you will get rot. You will get root rot, and you will get all kind of problem. But me, I don't have any problem with my Cattleya. I don't water until it's bone dry. Basically, I let it dry it out. But with semi-hydroponic, I keep it somewhat moist, okay? Because the bottom 1.5 inch gonna have water sitting in that reservoir, and that new root system that is going to that reservoir is gonna get used to that moisture, so it would not rot. But in the beginning, when I transfer this, I had a lot of root that are gone, that were just mushy. I remove them, take it out, clean them, put it back, clean them again, put it back a few times before it adapts to the new environment. Once it adapts to the new environment, I didn't touch it for 2-3 years until I needed, because the pot was, first of all, it's already brittle. The plastic part is brittle. and the media is very, very dirty. As you can see, when I pull it out, it's muddy, pretty much muddy. That's very bad for Cattleya. You don't want muddy kind of a media. If you have that, it's definitely going to suffocate and it will rot. And in my case, it did rot. All right. So that's the reason why I need to repot it, and I want to induce the new growth on the older canes. Yes, older canes are good for energy, but if I can get some new growth on it, that would be much better, which means that next year I have more flower spike. You know, Cattleya only bloom once per canes. It's not gonna bloom again on the other node. It's not gonna bloom again from the cane that already bloomed. So I could see here, maybe I have a bloom from here, hopefully next year, if this sheet actually active again next year. We'll see. But for now, that's what it's gonna sit in. And I like it like this. I'll get attacked for this one. Definitely gonna get attacked. I do want to do one in semi-hydroponic, so let me go ahead and get some clay pellets, some clean one, and we'll do one in semi-hydroponic. So this time, instead of having a 1 inch or 1.5 inch reservoir, I am going to do a 2-cup style semi-hydroponic, where I will be able to rinse majority of the organic material, if there is any, from the futures, since there is hole on the bottom, and it's a 2-cup style. Okay, now the best candidate for this one is this particular one right here, because there is already a new growth, as you can see, and this eye looks like it's about to emerge, and this might be coming out of its sleepiness, and there's one right here as well. Since it's already in semi-hydroponic before, the roots not gonna mind to sit in there. As you can see, the acid, the old media was too acidic, caused all these roots to turn black. But basically, you have a root burn. And like I said, Cattleya doesn't appreciate that muddy environment. And that's the reason why I do a 2-cup style, where if there is anything that goes down to the bottom, I can drain it out. Okay. And so that's that's why from my semi-hydroponic now, it's a 2-cup system that I use. Instead of just having a reservoir, I use the other cup, which has no hole. This cup right here, no hole. I already pre-moist my clay pellet before I pot this. You want to do this because you want to pre-moist it, because clay pellet can take some time to absorb water, and you pre-moist it, and then you put in you put water in it. It's going to be able to wick up that water more efficiently. And with a 2-cup system, this cup has no hole. All right, and I can control the amount of water that stays in this cup when I put it in here. Okay, so when I want to drain it or rinse it, I could always take it out, run water through it, and it will rinse everything inside this media for me. Versus the other style, since I grow outdoor, there is organic matters dropping on the top. I don't want to have that muddy media again on the bottom, where it just gonna fill up all the organic materials, and I can't really drain it out, because there's only 2 holes on the side, right, on the previous setup. So in this setup, I have holes all over the side. So when I run water through it, all that organic media can actually drain down. Okay, so it's easier for me to do it. All right, so this one is gonna sit like this. I might have to stick this up a little bit before this new growth provide some root to stabilize the plants for me, or I might add some pebbles or rocks on top to help stabilize the plant for the time being. But either way, this is it, guys. This is the semi-hydroponic way, and I will pot this last one up with you guys as well. We're here. Okay, for this one, I choose this deli container here. I think this is a 5-inch or 6-inch deli container. I don't really know the dimensions, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use this and put in there. I have holes on all the side for ventilation purposes. Again, you don't have to put holes on the side, if you can control the watering schedule. Okay, I just put it because all my other cups are like that, so I just go ahead and use like that. Now this one, I don't see any active eyes, except this particular one right here might be active in a few weeks, and I don't see any other active eye. There's an eye here. I'm not sure it's gonna be active. I don't see anything else. So I don't know how many new growth I'm gonna get out of here. I will update you guys once I see new growth. Okay. So there's not much on new growth. Maybe 2 possible ones, and that will be it. 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 growth. And this one has no root. Unfortunately, I will need to stake it up like this. And let me go get a stake. You can use any kind of material for stake if you want. I have chopstick. I love these chopsticks. They're inexpensive and they're made out of plastic, which means that they don't go decay. It's gonna last me for a while. If you want to use bamboo stick, by all means you can use. You can also use barbecue stick if you have those. You know, those for barbecue ones. You can use those as well. Anything to stick your plants is better than nothing. Okay. So how do I want to orient this? I'm probably just gonna do it like this. Tie this one here. Let me get this thing in there first. Basically, this entire plant will just gonna go ahead and sit on top of this media because there's no roots. And so I would definitely need to stake this one up. If I don't stake it, it's gonna wobble. And when the new growth comes out, put out new root because the plant is wobbling. If the plant is wobbling, then we are going to have a bigger issues. It's going to cause a lot of root damages once the plant is wobbling around. Probably going to tighten it. Another one on the top. You're going to tighten it real good. That's fine. You're not going to suffocate the plants because this is an oak cane, and this oak cane has already finished. It's already mature. It's not going to grow anymore. So you're going to tie it a little tighter. You could. You're going to tighten it tighter. Okay. All right. So basically, this entire plant will just sit right on top of the media. Hopefully, you guys can see it. Just sit right on top of the media, especially the new growth. You want to expose the new growth on top of the media. Okay. And let's hope that in a few weeks we see some result on this one. Okay. I'll definitely update you guys on this. As you can see, I turn a giant plant into 4 plants. I divide into 4 plants. Okay. And there you go, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Okay. You can try a different method and let me know if you have grown Cattleya in semi-hydroponic before and how your media turns out after a few years. Okay. And I show you mine. It doesn't look that good when you have material falling on top, organic material falling on top, and just gets sunk under the bottom, and it becomes very muddy. And because I grow outdoor, earthworms love to go into that environment because there's food. At the same time though, because earthworm isn't there, it can provide fertilizer for my plant, which I appreciate that, but at the same time, it's causing too much problem. As you can see, most of my roots are gone. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like it, please give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.